listen, live on. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins. Because it's a beautiful day.
Hey friends, welcome back to the vlog. I am excited to bring you along for another day in my life as we prep for a party. As you know, it's the 4th of July. By the time you guys see this, you will have celebrated, and I hope you have had an amazing and magical 4th of July. I think every holiday should be magical. For this 4th of July, we are having a nice intimate gathering of some friends and some family, and we are going to do it in traditional New England holiday style. Our 4th of July menu is going to include a New England staple, lobster. We all love lobster. And instead of doing it the traditional steamed way with lobster and corn and potatoes, I'm actually going to do the lobsters up, and I am going to serve lobster rolls. We're also going to have some fruit salad, some pasta salad. We have some chicken and some amazing sausages and hot dogs going on the grill. It is going to be a fabulous little soiree, and I am going to bring you along and show you how we do things around here at the Lind Homestead. It is actually July 3rd right now, the day before the holiday. I have prep work I need to do, and then tomorrow morning we also have work we need to finish and get ready. And of course, it's been raining for 956 days around here. Not really, but it's been raining for weeks. The weather has just been absolutely dreary and humid and gross and yucky, and it's not changing. It is forecasted to pour for the entire day tomorrow, so I have to be prepared for this party to be an indoor party and not an outdoor party. So that's part of the planning. Is I'm trying to hope and pray I can have it outdoors, but plan to have everyone and everything indoors. So we have some cleaning. We have to figure out some simple table decorations because I am not going over the top. That just means more to clean up. Easy peasy. So let's get our aprons on, get in the kitchen, and get some of this prep work going, shall we? Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment and introduce today's sponsor, Physcali. They sent me this amazing Santoku knife, which boasts a single bevel and is made out of an incredibly hard steel, which is also incredibly sharp. This knife has a Granton edge, which reduces friction between the blade and the food being cut. The scallops that are on the side create air pockets that help separate the food from the blade. It's imperative to have the right equipment in your kitchen, and a great knife is part of that equation. The Physcali Santoku knife is precisionally balanced, making it a comfortable knife that works effortlessly for all your slicing, dicing, or mincing needs. It's a gorgeous quality knife, and right now they are offering my viewers 10% off by using the code 10santoku at checkout in the link provided below. This is definitely my new favorite kitchen knife, and I hope you'll check it out. I think you're going to love it. An item that I always include on a party menu is a nice fresh veggie board, especially during the summer months when all of the produce is really in season and at its peak for flavor and freshness. I really enjoy putting the boards together, and people really enjoy eating it. So I try to prep as much as I can a day ahead because we all know veggies will keep forever that way. So it's nice to be able to prep something up the day before, have it in the fridge, and then I don't like to assemble it until right before the guests come. That way they stay crisp and cold and fresh, and it takes less than a minute to make it look super pretty on a platter because everything's already ready. So I'm just going to cut up all these fresh veggies and get them in the fridge. Some peppers, some celery, some carrots, put some tomatoes on the platter, some broccoli, just some perfectly ripe farm-to-table produce. Now, the celery that I chose had some gorgeous leaves on the top of it, and I chose that specifically because I'm also going to use these leaves in my 4th of July menu. I am going to remove the leaf part from the stem, and then I am going to dice this up like you would a parsley. I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag that's clearly labeled that this is in fact celery leaves because you don't want to mistake it for parsley. Two very distinctly different flavors. And I am going to put it in the fridge and just reserve it until I am ready to use it in the dish I'm going to use it in. And let me just tell you, this is a great hack for those that are picky about the texture of celery in their food, but they actually like the taste of celery. This is where you can get them. So I enjoy using the leaves of the celery, and I find that that flavor is actually an amazing, delicious flavor and actually much better than the stalks.
Even though we are not having our lobsters steamed, corn is still a great accompaniment for a side dish to have with our lobster rolls. So I went down to our local farm and I got some of their delicious sweet summer corn. I'm just going to shuck that. And then I'm just going to snap the corn in half. I have 7 ears. That will give me 14 pieces. And the morning of the 4th of July, I am just going to steam them quickly on my stovetop and add a whole lot of butter and salt to them, and everybody can just grab one when they make their plates up. But I love corn in the summer. It's one of my most favorite summertime produces that are available. I look forward to it. What's your favorite summertime vegetable? Are you a corn fanatic like me, or are you more into like, the tomato vegetables, the beans, things like that? Let me know down below, what is your favorite summertime produce?
Look what I have. We have 6 chicken lobsters. A chicken lobster is a smaller lobster, generally about 1.25 pounds to 1.5 pounds. They've been steamed. Scott is the expert on taking care of lobsters. His father owns a lobster boat. So lobster is something that we are very used to in this household. But I am going to show you how we shuck the lobster, get all the meat out of there, and then use that to create the most absolutely delicious lobster salad you could possibly ever have. Isn't that just the prettiest thing you've ever seen? Hello! Happy 4th! All right, we're going to take care of these little guys. Easiest thing for me is I am just going to use my sink and I am going to throw the carcasses in there. Grab the body and the tail, twist and snap, and get some legs here. We'll take those off. To get the tail meat out, you want to pop these off. You want to take the middle one off especially. Now, there is meat in these. I'll show you. I am going to use my kitchen shears, and we are going to cut the shell. Just like that. Pull that meat right out of there. Look at that. Completely empty. Now, some people eat this stuff. I do not. So, I'm going to take all of that out. I'm going to take the vein out. There is a vein. You can see it. It's hard to see. You see that? There's a vein that runs down the middle of this, and you want to expose that vein. And you want to remove it. Just like that. All of this is delicious meat. Take a bowl. We're just going to tear it into pieces. You don't want to mince it. You don't want to dice it. You want to have some texture to your lobster roll when you eat it. You take this tail meat, like, look at that. Oh, split it right down the middle. If you want to get it real technical, these little pieces have meat in them. Watch this. Like so. Pull the meat right out of there.
Morons
Hey now, that turned out pretty good. Look at that. I got a really good amount of lobster meat from those 6 lobsters, much more than I expected from chicken lobsters. So I am super happy. This is going to make up some absolutely delicious lobster rolls, and quite a few, which is what I want, because I know people are going to want more than one. But I'm just gonna pop a cover on this for now. And I am actually going to put this in the fridge. I am not going to mix this up until tomorrow. Tomorrow's the actual day of the party, and I want all of my ingredients completely fresh. I want my fresh squeezed lemon juice in there. I want my celery leaves that we diced up, and I want those to stay crisp. If I put that in there now, it's going to wilt to some degree. I just want everything fresh, crisp, and ready to go. So we are gonna assemble this tomorrow. And I think we are pretty much ahead of the game for today. I need to figure out a type of a centerpiece and how I'm going to set up the table inside. I mean, I keep checking the weather. It keeps showing solid rain. You know, yay for the garden. The garden's looking fabulous. But I have to tell you, I am growing quite tired of all of this rain. Are you in New England? Are you experiencing this awful, rainy, hot, and humid weather? Let me know down below, where do you watch from, and what is the weather like where you're at? Because I know I'm about to melt in plots, and I've had enough. So I want to get my lobster meat into that fridge and keep it fresh and cold until we're ready for it tomorrow. It is party day. Happy 4th of July to all of you shiny, happy people. And one of my secrets to an amazing, successful barbecue is if I am doing like ribs or pork chops or chicken, I actually start them in my oven. I cook them 3/4 of the way in the oven, and then it just leaves a little time left on the grill. I don't have to worry about burning my chicken. I don't have to worry about standing in front of the grill all day, because I don't want to do that. I want to visit with my friends and my family and enjoy our little soiree. So that's a tip from me to you. You're welcome. Oh, that's good. Oh, I need more. All right, well, the game plan is I'm gonna get all of my chicken out of the fridge. I am going to get it on my sheet pan with parchment paper underneath it, and I'm gonna get it going in the oven. Game changer, really. All of the chicken is in the oven. Up next, we have to work on the fruit salad, and I want to get some potatoes and some water on the stove so they'll be ready when we get back from the parade to be able to start them. So yeah, we're going to work on our fruit salad next. I have this gorgeous giant pie plate from Home and Garden Party Ltd. But I think this would be perfect for the 4th of July for my fruit platter. It has sides, so it'll hold any of the juices from the fruit in there, and it'll look pretty. So we're going to use this one.
A fresh fruit salad utilizing all of the delicious ripe fruits available only during summertime is always a menu staple as well. So here I'm just going to take a pineapple and dice that up. But as you see, I cut the top greenery part off flat. I'm actually going to set that in the tray as a decoration for my fruit platter itself. It really adds such a touch to the fruit platter, and it elevates it from just a boring little fruit platter to a pretty exciting and beautiful little fruit platter. So I am removing the skin of my pineapple. I'm also going to go back and make sure to get those brown eyes out of it. I'm going to cut it into slices. I am going to dice that up into nice bite-sized cubes and put that right in the platter. I made it easy on myself and bought pre-packaged, already cubed up watermelon. So I'm just going to take that out of its store package and set that also on the fruit platter. I have some beautifully red, delicious, and sweet strawberries that I have freshly washed. Just going to dry them off a bit, slice the tops off, and cut them in half. Put them right on the platter like that. Between the chicken in my oven and all of this fresh, delicious fruit I'm cutting up, my kitchen is smelling pretty amazing right about now, and it's making me super hungry. I have some blueberries that I need to use up, so I'm just going to sprinkle those all over the top of the fruit salad. And I also have some beautifully ripe kiwi that I need to use up, so I'm going to get those sliced up and on this platter as well. And I think we are done. I think it looks amazing. What do you guys think? All of these gorgeous colors of all of this deliciously ripe fruit is just irresistible to me. It is another thing that I truly do look forward to in the summertime. When I don't have any of my own, I am a huge, huge, huge fan of the Little Potato Company. I love these potatoes. They are ready to be used right out of the bag. And to go with our lobster roll, I am simply going to take some of these little guys, cut them in half, get them in a pan of water. When they're done, I am just going to serve them with some delicious homemade butter and some really coarse sea salt. And that is going to accompany our lobster roll, our corn, and everything else absolutely fabulously.
Moving right along, we are going to get our veggie platter together. And I can put that downstairs in the fridge, and that is all set. I like having things that are already assembled that are downstairs waiting, because I just have to pull them out and they are ready to go. Remember, it's not about standing in the kitchen feeding the masses for the entire day. It's about visiting with them and making a gathering as easy as you can on yourself. So as much as you can do ahead of time, do it. Get our veggie platter together. And then I can take a shower and kind of do something all up in here.
Our veggies were all cut up and ready to go in the fridge, just waiting to get on the platter. My dip was made up. I like to make that up a day ahead of time so that the flavors can really marry together and you can get the full taste of the ranch dip. I just use sour cream and ranch powder for that. I got some fresh chives out of my own herb garden, sprinkled it on the top, and I wanted to use a green pepper to serve the dip in. I think it just really makes this entire platter look fabulous. All of these colors are gorgeous, and this is going to look beautiful on our table. Well, we were able to take the children to the annual 4th of July parade in our town, and we did make it three-quarters of the way through it before the skies opened up and just dumped the rain on us. Luckily, we had some big umbrellas in the wagon, and we raced back to our car and back to our house. But there is absolutely no way that our party is going to be able to be had outside. So definitely an indoor, and I will get the table ready for that accordingly. The devil's in the details, and one little trick I like to do for presentation when I'm using paper napkins is to actually turn them into a spiral, and you do that by just taking a firm object. It can be anything, a glass, a bottle, whatever, and you push down into the napkins while you kind of turn it. You can see it spirals the napkins around and it makes them look super, super pretty for presentation. I always do this when I set a table using paper napkins, and I think it just elevates that paper to the next level. Part of my hostess swag that I like to keep on hand when I throw a party is having these drink tower containers available. I think they look beautiful for presentation, and you can do so much with them. And one of the things I like to do is set it up so that the kids have easy access to a drink station. And as you can see here, Miss Rosie Posey is already into that lemonade, and she will drink it all.
Now, as a born and raised New Englander and a lobster fanatic, the key to the perfect New England lobster roll is a ratio of mayonnaise to sour cream. I don't want it to be all mayonnaise. It's too strong in that capacity. Also, you have to use fresh lemon juice. I use the celery leaves. You can do it how you want. There's a few more seasonings that go in there. I will include the recipe in the description. I'll put the link there so you can pop over to my blog and print off how our family enjoys a cold New England lobster roll. Because there's two ways to do it. You can have it hot buttered roll, or you can have it like a cold lobster salad like I'm doing it. So that's the key. You need the perfect balance of everything together and not too much mayonnaise.
I'm going to start by adding some sour cream, and then I'm going to add some mayonnaise. I am a real mayonnaise kind of girl. It has to be Hellmann's for me. And it's almost like a 50-50 equation. There's a little more mayonnaise than there is sour cream, but taste it and adjust it to what you like from that point. I'm also going to add the celery leaves that we minced up to this. This is me replacing the celery chunks that are in here because we have a texture issue in this house, and there are people who will find those little bits in there and spit them out. I'm going to add a couple dashes of Frank's hot sauce and some fresh lemon juice right into there. And we're going to give that a good stir, incorporate all those ingredients together. And then we are going to add some delicious dill. Dill makes all the difference with your lobster salad. Fresh is best. I didn't have any fresh, so I am using dried. Totally fine. Give that a stir.
Now the key is mixing this up in a separate bowl from the lobster meat. You want to add it once you have all of your seasonings adjusted exactly the way you like it. Some may want more celery flavor, some may want more lemon flavor. I like a cohesive balance of everything I put in here, from the dill to the lemon to the salt to the pepper to the celery. I want all of the flavors to work together. So, see where we're at. Make sure you get the herbs. Now, you do not want to saturate your lobster with this. You want it to be just in there, mixed up nicely. You don't want it drowning. You want the lobster to work with the dressing we just made. You don't want to just taste that. You need both. So go with very light. Start with a little, mix it up, add a little more, mix it up until it's the consistency you want. Not too heavy, not too light. It's easy. Start with a little bit like that. Just toss in there. Work that amount through before you add more.
I'm going to add a piece of delicious green leaf lettuce that I also got from our local farm to each of my little sandwich rolls. And then I'm going to put a hefty amount of lobster meat into each one. And I am just going to do this until I am completely out of lobster meat.
Our guest should be arriving shortly. The sun looks like it's trying to pop its way out, so I'm still going to keep the food inside. I've got everything set up and ready to go for that, but we'll mingle in and out as I cook on the grill. Well, thank you so much for joining me today as we celebrated the 4th of July, New England style. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I would truly love it if you would. Here on my vlog, I just share what it's like to be me and live my life and just show you how I navigate my way through this crazy roller coaster ride we all call life. But I hope I can inspire some, maybe show you something new. But at least y'all keep me in check and I bring you along for the ride. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you all had an amazing and safe 4th of July. Bye.
This train shouts in my ear, and I hate the fact that you ain't here, and I hate that you sleep so peacefully while I haven't slept for several weeks. No, not ever, never, ever will you come home again. I gave all of me, you gave none of you, yet I couldn't see all these lies were true. What do you say? Oh,
Yeah, I was hiding in the garage trying to find my rain jacket so I could get out of there. Gone through a ribbon to get back to the house. Yeah, this I haven't heard it like like this in a while.
What's going on?
Dickie thought it hit our house because he was sitting right out on he was in his porch and he thought it hit this house.
Yeah, because I saw a flash over here.
It was
Yeah.
right somewhere
Yeah.
right here.
I mean, the big trees he did.
We need the rain.
It's been raining for 96 years.
I checked my cameras, Bo is okay, my house is not on fire, and I don't hear a car.
Yeah, just got a good luck somehow.